getting a hold of this information. Okay. This is going to be the energy report. I'm working on the beginning of August here, into July. So if time is an issue, that's when I'm going outward in this energy. Now, there's been a lot of fluctuations in the field, feeling quite highly. I didn't want to come in for an energy report for another month here, but I'm getting a sense I got new eyes on my content, which is great and wonderful. Welcome in. But also a new trajectory for the energy. I kind of have an intuitive nudge as to where that's going to go. And for some people, it might be pretty harsh. Now, the next series, so the spirituality readings are out on Rumble. The next series is the love and intimacy readings. Yeah. And I really don't know, because even when I think I know, I don't really know where the energy is going to take us. But again, for those new eyes here, this is going to open up doorways for you to see your roads more clearly. Again, I'm, how would I say, flattered you're here, and I appreciate your attention, and we're going to make the most of it while you're here, okay? This is what I've been given. I focus these readings and just go where we lead you to go. And as hard as it may be for me to talk about, it's going to get out there. So, here we go. First card from the Gaia deck is the Eight of Water. Yeah. And when I see this card, this reminds me of a healer, an energy frequency translator, these kinds of things. It reminds me of people that are highly guided to shoot positivity and whatnot outward. They're going, we're activated. So if people have been wishy-washy, on the fence, not feeling driven, they're going to start to feel driven, especially those with great purpose in this area. So there we go. So other healers, other, intuitives, people that are sensitives, this kind of thing, beacons, all of these are going to be lit up, basically. They're showing me the smile getting bigger and bigger and brighter and brighter and affecting our world more and more. So this is what's going to happen here. Next card. The King of Earth. Okay, very masculine energy. Someone who's very much in charge. Gifts have been given on the physical plane to this man because he has internally figured things out. This is the antithesis of what the King of Earth can bring here. In his most powerful effect, is what they said. In the most powerful effect of this man, this is what he gets. Spiritual gifts bestowed upon him. He really does come from a spiritual core of wanting the best for not only ourselves, but the King of Earth is very much for others. He's the great teacher. He's the great patient partner that I'm saying partner, but could be father, that sits in and pays the time and attention needed to give the child all that is needed to go forward successfully, this kind of thing. Pays attention to detail is what they're saying. To the degree that we have a gift for teaching is the sense I get here. So we may have some energetic teachers out in the field that are feeling more highly driven to give outward to people that are trying to learn in this way. I know I am feeling that as well, even though I don't teach. I mean, I inform is something. We're informing. So, yeah. But there's people here with knowledge in specific areas, and I'm actually getting masculine energy. Could be even, I'm working on my car, well, my dad's working on my car, so could be even a mechanical area, things like this of a nature of learning. And in society today, right, there's this big gap of all the retirees. So I feel like there may be a big push for these people that know what they're doing and have a good hold of that, teaching others of, who are curious and willing to learn. Okay, next card. This is the baseline for everything. The 10 of fire. Wow. So if you look, okay, if we go back to the 8 of water and the 10 of fire, there's very similar cards, right? Only the different ideals here. Now, on this 6, 7, 8, is it 8? 8 of water, we have the physical form is all lit up, and it is on the 3D plane, though the 3D plane is kind of translucent. So the sense here is we are a physical body in a spiritual plane, okay? This is what I'm getting from guidance. Now as we move to the 10 of fire, there's a physical plane wanting to arrive, and there's a spiritual body. So I feel like there's a great connection, and it may be in the masculine field here. Hold on. Yeah. Because they're making, we'll bring them all back here. The 5, 6, 7, 8 of water, the king of earth, and the 10 of fire. As we look at all of this, this is the universe trying to connect to masculines in the earth plane, like king of earth, males on the earth plane, okay? So there's a high abundance of this, high pressure of this, like I can't, there's a force field that is affecting these masculines quite highly. I don't know, maybe this will be the masculine feminine report. Right now I'm getting masculine energy, and right now I'm getting spiritual planes along with physical planes connecting to the greater witness of all, God, consciousness, Christ, whatever you want to call it. Connecting through to these masculine figures, okay? Now again, keep in mind we're going in a different trajectory here because we got different eyes viewing the material. So here we go. This is tailored strictly for you. Now, as we move into the next layer here, we get into the wisdom cards, and these can go off in any direction. So, as we get back to the 8 of water, again, people are highly guided. I'm getting now that I've put all this energy together, there's some masculines out there starting to use their intuitive gifts, their sensitive gifts, their gifts, period, having to do with celestial ways. Again, unearthly gifts, but they are here and they are to stay. So the quicker we embrace this and are curious and go in these ways and utilize this, the better things will be for us, okay? Because, yeah. Now, on top of that 8 of water, the wisdom card we get is confidence. Yeah. Trying to gain confidence in the areas of this. Now, for some masculines, and again, you can be a female in masculine form. You can be, whatever. It runs the gamut now. Now, the thing is here, some masculines may reject this altogether. Now, these will be highly obvious to others in the field. And again, to the degree, and I had touched on this back a bit in some readings, about talking about those that are highly evolved, helping those that are kind of struggling. These are, we're going to be pairing up with people that are going to be to the highest efficiency able to help us get to where we need to go. And the confidence, we will gain confidence quite quickly, especially if we're in our emotional center. If our emotional center is not tapped into, this is going to create a great dissonance, an unconfidence, so a lack of being able to feel worthy in some kind of way here. And that's going to create all kinds of havoc. Having to go forward in advance spiritually, it's going to create havoc. So there's confidence and then there's ego, but the confidence is the card that they chose. So this is what the inner core, having these gifts, is going to gain us confidence, is the sense that I'm getting. Now, as we go on the King of Earth energy, man, these are going to be heavy. I can feel it already. The Wisdom of Night card on top of that is honesty. Yeah. So, bottom line here is we just come from our honesty. If we don't understand something, we admit it. We be humble, and there will be teachers around us that can help us. And we may even have things fall in our lap to help us understand it to a high degree. Now, if we reject these areas, this is again where it's going to create more havoc. There may be certain belief systems that we have that do not align with this, so it will create havoc. So try and go from the path of least resistance. If we are resisting, there's going to be havoc. So it's for some people, it's going to be a hard crack here to get through to the core of who you are, but the frequencies don't match fighting any longer. The frequencies are matching, going with flow. So this is where most of us will be, and if we're struggling, there will be help for that in that area, but we need to be honest about where we're at. If we can't be honest, or this is something we're just far away from, then yeah, you're going to be on the wrong side here. So 10 of fire, what do we get there from the wisdom card? The fledgling. Yeah, the beginning of passionate. Now, it's interesting because I was like, what was the last reading? And then I was like, oh yeah, I got into about 20 minutes and I'm like, okay, I got to stop there and I'm just going to do the reading. Because I was like, are we going to flow into? And we are flowing. Even from that reading has a different spin to it. And I think we're continuing down this road. Okay. Now the fledgling is the beginning of the deck of the house of night, right? Passions erupt in a certain area, and then how you deal with those, imbalance or out of balance, is how you go in this way. Now, if we have honesty and then a confidence within what we're working on, this is a good beginning. So let's move closer here. We're into the, what is the name of it? The Star Tarot. Star Tarot? Yeah, here we go. So for the Star Tarot deck, on top of the confidence, what's the card we get there? The Sun card. Yeah. If we go outward in our confidence, not our ego, not inflated, not pushing energy, but just resonating. Yeah, as a sensitive, right, I feel things that other people don't see or feel. So it's hard to express things that I take for granted. It's hard to express that. But whenever I get it or come across people who are highly egoic, it's like it's a fan blowing in my face. It can be on low, it can be on medium, or it can be on high and blow my hair back. It's in a force field that I feel. It's like somebody's pushing their energy and it blows my hair back. This is how I feel. Now, if we're in confidence, it's just, maybe a little breeze here and there, but it doesn't blow things in your face, right? It's not offensive in that way. Again, it's subtle for most people, I think, or may not be at this point because everybody's gaining that ability as well. Now, the Sun card, talking about the confidence, that's just sitting there and there's air movement, but it's not disruptive. It's not. So when we're talking about that, an analogy of air movement, it's talking about your ego and how much energy you push outward to impress others. Beware of that energy, because that is what will hold you back or stop you up. It will block you from certain things. And if you're blowing people's hair back in every direction, trying to get reactions, you're going to get them, but they're not going to be conducive to where we want to be, like happy place. It's not going to bring that. It's going to bring a lot of frustration, anger, and whatnot. Okay? Okay. So the Sun card is about being in the right form of confidence, not in our egoic self where we're making everybody aware of, from our soapbox or just shouting everything. That's too far flung with the confidence. The confidence is just a light breeze that doesn't blow leaves. It's refreshing, right? And it just affects people in your immediate area. You don't need to go any further than that. Okay, I just going down this road, information that I'm getting. So the next card on the King of Earth and the honesty, it is very if you cannot be honest at this time, you are going to have blocks beyond compare. So they said you're going to have blocks in every direction. That honesty has to be clung to, and it has to be ridden. That wave has to be ridden right out till it's flat. And this is going to help you. So if we aren't being honest with others or ourselves, this is something the first thing we got to work on. So on top of that card, the star card is the star. Yeah. See, and the star really just connects us with all that is, right? The star is a symbol of anything that can be. The butterflies are the transformation, right? The honesty. I think for some people, they may have a hard time becoming honest. Why? Because they've used dishonesty so much in their life, they didn't realize how much they were actually lying. Not only themselves, but others. When you take a toll, and you know, you can do this sometimes for... I laugh because it's like sometimes you can do this for etiquette reasons, but is it really etiquette when you're lying? It's fake. So, yeah, some people may have a hard time doing this right down the middle. So honesty is at the core of one, where you want to come from, right? You don't want to be dishonest because then you're just cutting out where you want to be. If you're not honest, yeah, I like this or I don't like this, then stuff's going to come at you in a distorted way. You got to be honest. Do I like this or don't I, and why? And then move past, right? So the star, I see this as the highest potential and unlimited potential. So we'll just go from there. It's a fledgling. On top of that, the star card is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, opening a door. Happiness. Anything is possible. This will open doors. The Ace of Pentacles can be about money or stability in some kind of way. It can be about a job opening. It can be about opportunities, period, in the physical plane that are open to you because of, one, our confidence in a certain area. We may be gaining confidence in an area in order to, yeah, they're going, be sure not to make this personal reading. But we're trying to gain confidence in an area that we're not confident in, because it's the ace that's coming forth. So it's the beginning of our trail. So that's the whole play here is kind of like we just get to our truth and go through the doors we want to go through spiritually. And this will. And again, there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming. The universe is going to open them doors to you. They're going to be weird doors we never went through before. But we just have to go to our core of truth. And that will direct us highly where we need to keep motoring, right? We have to really be in tune with who we are and what we want. Truthfully, in order to gain our star, gain what we want. If we're not being truthful, like, okay, I want a Mercedes. If we're not being truthful about that, we're not going to get it. We're going to get a Mazda, we get a Nissan, but you're not going to get the Mercedes, right? So you got to be honest, because that's where your focus is going to go. And that's where the universe is going to bring you. You know, if you say you want a Mercedes, they'll bring you every model of Mercedes. But if you're confused, and they're going to bring you these Mazdas and Nissan and Kias and all this stuff that just you may not want. Okay? I'm being weird about it. But analogies, right? It's all about the analogies. Okay. So as we get on to another set of my new cards, which is the Shaman Oracle, which we got Colette Baron Reed attached to this, and there's another name there I wasn't familiar with, but good energy there. So on top of the sun, what do we get from her deck? Lay of the land. Yeah, and that's us scoping it out. There's things, we are starting to gain happiness in the field, and they're going again. Remember to remind them that this is masculine energy. So there may have been some masculine energies in the form that they were doing a whole bunch of stuff one didn't want to do because they weren't being honest with themselves and saying, do I enjoy this or I don't? They may be enjoying it for the money, but was their heart happy? Maybe, maybe not. Or maybe they had to tweak some things in order to get there, this kind of thing. I feel like these masculines are going lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. One, they're getting guidance from passed over loved ones. I'm getting this highly. Now, it's interesting to me. at this moment, take a break. So much information. There are fluxes in the field. This is constant. And as we evolve, it's even more constant. And it's even more fluctuating. But just in the past week, I take a checkpoint. I do a little audio record. And then I tap in and then I tap out. And I get back down to the, the real world. But what I'm getting is a fluctuation now. There was a heavy black cloud over all of us. And now what's happening is that we're starting to break up that cloud and there's little, white areas with the bright blue and the sun coming through. It's not full-on sun beaming, but we can see the darkness breaking up. This is what is happening energetically at this time. What that means is the power of the darkness is breaking up. Period. That's it. And the light is having a better chance of coming through. And not only that, lifting the spirits of everybody that's looking upon from above and from below. Now, during this time, which was the point I was trying to get to, passed over loved ones, I feel like it's intermittent, the amount that they can actually get through. Now, this may be something I'm blocked with, or it may be a universal fact. But for right now, if you are someone of light and energy and whatnot, and you are picking up, or a medium, to get strict with it, let me know if this is intermittent in your field. Are there certain times that you find is stronger or less strong? And again, this could have a lot to do with mood and belief systems, but whatnot. Are you finding there's flux? Because this is what I'm finding, and I'm unsure as to whether that's universally put that way, or, well, it's frequency based. I know this. The frequencies are fluctuating to a degree that when these passed over loved ones are trying to connect, it's like there's static on the radio. It's like it's interrupting the signal. This is what I'm getting from the energy. So that's why I kind of step out a little bit when things go wonky like that. Now, lay of the land, again, we're getting ancestral wisdom. We have it in our DNA, and we also can be guided. We can be guided by those that were with us when we were alive, meaning grandparents. Sometimes great-grandparents or great-great. You've never met them, right? So there's what they've inlaid on us already, imprinted on us, that we carry forward. This is what I'm getting from this card. And also, I'm getting a sense of success here, because there's the top of the mount. The moon is there. It's like there's illusions as to how we gain this successful feeling or this triumphant energy forward. But it is from this lineage. It is from passed over loved ones. It is. Even if we're not a medium and not channeling specifically the messages, there's a inner feeling that there's something there. This is what I'm getting. It's deep. It's deep. Now, as we move on to the star, the shaman card is 24, galactic mushroom, divine matrix, right? Now, there's the earth matrix, and there's a few levels there. Don't get me started. And then there's, like, we're talking about galactic, divine matrix. That means the divine plan coming down upon us, people here on the earth. And those are two separate frequencies. So, give me a moment here. Because again, we have this on top of the star, on top of the truth, on top of the king. Like the king, oh, yeah, there's heavy. King of earth, as I go back to the beginning. This is the guy before we get to the emperor. And the emperor is the one who is pushing that ego out. We got a little bit of a breeze coming. It's not that he hasn't earned it. He's earned it. But the king of earth is the one that comes in humble, usually. I mean, again, if we're in positive mode. There could be a lot of these in negative. Or half and half. Or 3/4, 1/4. You know what I mean? Like there's all these different mixtures to make, right? This masculine energy. Now, we have truth, the star, and the galactic. This is highly central energy that the universe wants to get these masculines in divine energy now. And they have a plan to do it. And it's gonna be imprinted. The star is here. And the star is kind of like, if you look at this star card, she's dipping her toes in the earth plane here in the water. And she's focused on that. But look behind her, she's not seeing that. That is the universal energy going to connect you. When you put your toe in there, it's going to bring visions and feelings and all this stuff. And so this is the depth of what's happening here. We're becoming more of a divine human being. And again, some will be in resistance and some won't. Yeah, just it's a big step universally. So this would be like if you make an epiphany, that would be like a 0.5 on a scale of 1 to 10. And this jump here that I see would be like a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's like a lot of catching up to do is what they said. There's a lot that had to be caught up here energetically. So this is what's happening. Over this time, seasonal. My readings can go seasonal. And even though you think, yeah, this happened to me now, it could happen to some people a couple months down the road. Again, time and space don't matter. As we go on to the Ace of Pentacles, what is the Shaman card on top of that? Crown Games, right use of power. Yes, this is what we'll be rewarded for. And there's the 8. That's just the thing with me in the Universal, because when I said, what do I name? I need a name. And they go, Infinity. I go, Infinity what? And they go, well, what do you do? And I said, well, readings. And they said, okay, Infinity readings. So, and it's a lot. And then too, I'm like, well, what am I doing? They're like, mystic. I'm like, mystic. Yeah. What does that mean exactly? And so like all these words they give me, they just re-imprint it as time goes on. It's just me sinking more into this mysticism and me also sinking more into the infinite realm of energy, right? So anyway, Crown Games, right use of power. Again, we will be highly rewarded for the right use of power. There's a lot of opportunities opening up to us if we use our truth. I feel like I need to say that more than instinct, honestly. If we use our truth and go where we highly feel will be satisfying, then this is where we need to go. Give me a minute here. Yeah, because this is like, okay. Because they're looking, and if you look at this card, there's hands and stuff, and it's like they're grasping a crown here. And then they go, well, there's a king here looking for his queen, right? So if we pick the right use of power, if we utilize our power wisely, we can gain that queen or the epitome of it. That may be a door that opens for us if we use our intuitive, if we go where we want to go. All we have to do is find out where our happy is. And I feel like we're kind of tippy-toeing into that field. It's almost like I'm getting a sense here, if I break it down, this person or people are having guilty feelings for getting happy. Just, whoa, we need to get rid of that. Guilt for happiness? Why? There's a lot there, right? A lot we may need to work on in order to feel like we are confident in accepting happiness for our life here. Why are we brainwashed to believe that we can't be happy or that it is something we have to feel guilt over? So there may be an issue there having to do with happiness and whatnot. Blocking us from happiness because there's guilt attached. Okay. So Crown Games, I get, this is the queen. So for some masculines, right, they may be looking for this. And the sense is the heart is going to yearn as we go back to that fledgling card. The heart is yearning or will be yearning in a certain direction because gateways will open up to you if you use your power wisely. This is pretty simple. Okay, we're going to end off here with the Celtic, I think it's the Universal Celtic deck. And then we'll get a planetary card and an animal card to kind of tie things up. Now, 34, Lay of the Land. Again, I was getting high ancestral wisdom here. Again, that can be passed on from people that are here that are older than us and have wisdom to pass down in lineage. And that could be passed over loved ones from the heavens trying to guide you energetically. And it could be those who are attached to mediumistic abilities, actually having conversation with loved ones of valuable nature. And it is helping them become victorious, not only making them happy, but helping them become victorious in their own life. Okay. On top of 34, man, the universal, the Empress. Yeah, and then it leads to the abundance, right? Happiness can lead to abundance. But we got to learn what makes us happy first. And we got to be able to feel confident in our happiness to gain the abundance. So here, we have no problems with nudity because it's all covered. Yeah, I'm noticing people in the things being very touchy about the nudity. I don't know. I put 18 plus whenever I use the card. I'm going to keep using them until they block me. Because to me, you know, I'm just going to do that. That's the way I roll. There's a warning, though. The ones that are offensive, and there are some that's very offensive, I will give a warning, and those will be in the series of Love and Intimacy. But again, yeah. So just warn you of that. Now, we have waterfall in here. We have a, okay. I just, there's some things here. I'm getting mates strongly here. Why? Because there's a puffin penguin there. And they're showing me that. And they're showing me also, because I watched when I was a kid, this show, documentary on these penguins. And how they travel great miles, like the feminines stay and they nest and the masculines go back and forth. Or is it the opposite? I can't remember. I think it's the opposite. The masculines stay and the women, I don't know, whatever. But they traverse great ground to come and either get food for the partner that stays. But it's that one partner. Like they don't, they're kind of like swans in the way they're fiercely loyal. And again, I'm getting this from this masculine is like there's just one here, right? The Empress, there's one. So there may be a focus that you have in one direction here, or you may feel lonely and looking for that partner to you know, to be with. Give me a moment here. Yeah, because there's water flowing everywhere, and that's emotions, and being able to be comfortable in, you know, flowing water, which is flowing emotions. This is going to help us again, because if we're in fear of our emotional center, this is really going to stop us up quite highly. But the Empress is about abundance. She's about all of that nature carries, all that can be given to you from natural sources. This is the abundance. And I do get a sense, too, that there may be some masculines here in very abundant, fertile land. Like, either they've got a home that they really enjoy and have a lot of energy into, or they have, like, farmland that they love and enjoy and are very appreciative of. This is very good energy to tap into. That is the first base. And, you know, feeling abundant in that alone can gain us confidence to, you know, bring us joy. So there's abundance here, no less. Now, as we move into the next card, on top of that, galactic mushroom, which again, divine matrix from above. So it's perfectly uniform to, you know, we can't get perfection on the earth, but we get pretty close to it. And pretty close to it is finding our truth and finding out what makes us happy and going in that direction. Now, on top of that, we have the Four of Cups. Yeah. And this is about a great pause, right? A great pause in the field. But this is a good pause because what we have behind it is all universally driven. So there is a sense here that this masculine is taking time to connect to the energies that will help him for his highest good. This is all good. And this Four of Cups, I feel, is very much in that way. The way he's gripping that cup and he's got his eyes closed is like, I'm going to touch base with me. And that's that inner wisdom, that inner truth, the truth. And once I find my inner truth, I'm going to go outward in that. This is good energy. Good. Okay? Now, next, I want to end it on a good note. Thank you very much. So again, on top of the 8, the crown games, right use of power. If we use our power correctly, doors will open like we've never seen, right? They're showing me, you know, what's that game show where they, door number 1, door number 2, they just will all open. You get them all. Not just one, you get them all. This is what I'm getting. If you use your power in the right way, right? So your gifts that you are now coming into view is what they're saying. These will, you use these properly and you will gain greater gifts. Okay. Universal, what do we get? 10 of Cups. There it is. There's your happiness. There's your partner. And again, looking at the crown games, right? There's a queen here that for this king of earth, you will gain the partner once you use your power wisely. And again, you know, if we simplify this, it would mean sitting alone and meditating by the self to know what truthfully I want for myself and going outward confidently and bringing, if something brings you joy, you should not feel guilty. You should not let others make you feel guilty for that unless it's illegal. Then, you know, we got rules here. Got to follow. But next, if it makes you happy and it doesn't harm another, this is where we need to go, right? This is what is going on. So the crown games, I feel, is there's someone here greatly looking for their partner. And they're going about it the right way because they're going inside, internal, and they're starting to tick off boxes. Or they're starting to recognize there's a frickin' box here. And you know what? I don't want that box, or I want that box. We're going to put it on a shelf. We're going to take it off. What makes you happy? This is what they're figuring out. It's all good. And you know what? When they come to the end of the line, and they use their power in the right way, use their resources in the right way to go what makes them happy again, legally, here we go. This is going to gain you the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups is emotional fulfillment, happiness and joy. And in here, they symbolize a partner. And it's so full of love that that they're just, you know, they're giving it out to the tree. They're just leaning against the tree, and the tree is smiling upon them with shade, and they're giving off love vibes and carbon dioxide. I'm just seeing the whole circle here, right? It just, a circle of life is going to hit us in the proper manner. We may have been circulating, but not giving anything outward. Because there was a reason, right? I see everything on levels here is like, how would you express? Like, again, the carbon dioxide cycle, like seeing the biology of it. We give off stuff that the tree takes in to nourish. And this is really the cycle that we want you doing with other human beings. We don't want you to just suck that tree dry and then, you know, hold your breath so that you're not giving any back. This is kind of what I'm getting. So there's an awareness here, or an introduction to awareness of this. And then there's also an awareness here of what do I want? What's going to make me happy? And we truly need to come from our core here. We have to be honest with ourselves. And once we do this, then that crown, yeah, they're going, no more games. The crown will be laid upon that which makes us happy. So not only will we in confidence go outward to that person, but that person, give me a moment here. I do get a sense of this, this person that they go outward to may need some time here. But we're not going to get into personal reading. But the sense here is, once we figure out where we want to go here, to do so with the right use of power, and we will just gain it. We will just gain it. Okay? So, planetary or animal card first? I'm going to go with the animal card first to kind of overview the reading. What do we get from the divine animal card? Okay, we get 40 sacrifice and bull. We can just, you know, sacrifice the bull and move forward in your potent energy. The bull is like a symbol of Taurus energy. That's, they may not be, you know, like the horse that just drives through the wind that goes really, really fast, but they will push forward, and they got a lot of stamina because they don't overexert themselves. There's a balanced energy. They just walk, but they're moving. And the movement, you cannot get in the way of a bull. It just will, I mean, there's horns here. Come on, right? So give me a moment. Yeah, there may be some sacrifices we need to make in order. Now, this is interesting because when you hear the word sacrifice, that sounds like a negative. And for some people, depending on the perception, it can be. But again, there's a lot here that may need to be worked out in the way of... they're showing me this Four of Cups card. The need to be alone to figure out what we want, so we can put our steel bar in our back, you know what I mean? And not be, again, picking up on the energy of someone just letting other people push them around, you know? So, I don't know if we just don't have a lot of people around us that are valid. By that, I mean, they don't really care about what we acquire as a human being. They don't really care. They want for their highest good, not for, and it may not even be their highest good. They want for what they think on their level. And I feel like this masculine is trying to figure out what level they're on. Am I on this people's level, or am I on this people's level, or this thought process level? And once they figure that out, there'll be no questioning. The bull will be out of the way, is the sense that I get when I say that. It's like lightning strikes. I'm seeing all these lightning strikes as epiphanies. What? Because this person's alone finally and unable to listen to people around them that are always interjecting, always interrupting their thought process. And now they can use their own thought process to make up their own mind without being interjected. This is what I'm getting from this bull highly. And not only that, we're just going to slowly move forward and see how, like, someone dipping their toes. Is it cool? Well, it's not bad. Let's dip the foot. Okay, it's not bad. Up to the knee. Like, they're going to go slow here. This is good because this shows that we've learned from our mistakes, and it shows that we're open to correction. Because the universe come down and smack you with something, then you go, okay, no, that was the wrong way. Then we correct. And what better way to do that but step by step. So this is all good. This bull energy, I feel like we're the bull's standing up. He's seeing the red, whatever, the jacket, and he's starting to, move toward it. And again, his focus is on that red. And the red jacket is a symbol of everything that we want. What do we want? What brings passion in us? This is what, okay? Now, planetary, this is unmoving energy. What do we get here for the energy report? Sun in Cancer, number 4, home, focus on your home and love. Well, I feel like that's what the universe wants to reward you with, love. Again, if we utilize our gifts in the right way, we will absolutely attain this. Not only that, we'll see it more clearly. It'll show up for us. So home and love. So focus on the home, the family, the love. Now, if you're already in a family unit, paying more attention to this, feeling more deeply in this way, this will bring you closer to where you need to be. And also, it will show you more highly what needs to be sacrificed and what needs to be kept. Because there's a need to let go and a need to bring in. And I feel like the bringing in for some is a partner, and for others, it's your core values. Right? We may have some people who are in a family unit already and just lost track of what mattered. The center of home. Home, love, and family. This is what matters. We may have lost track of that, maybe trying to reconnect with that and trying to reconnect with a partner. So this is all part of that. Focus on home and love. Sacrifice the bull. Literally, we can take that card at its face value here and strongly go forward. So that's the energy report. I'm not going to do a lot of riffraff here. Again, spirituality readings are out on Rumble, so have a look at those. The communities tab is full with musical accompaniments, intuitive adventures there. And secondly, third, I guess I'm on, is I will be coming up soon here with another masculine feminine report, or some version of that is what they said. So it might be in a differing way. And also the love and intimacy readings will be coming up. And again, I feel a great frequency shift there. Not only do I have new cards, but I have a new center of gravity to come from here. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And again, for the new eyes that are watching, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. And the energy that you give me to throw outward. Even though my views are what they are, I think there's people that are watching that matter. And I may not have many, but they matter. So thank you. Take care. Have fun. And be kind. And we will talk to you soon.